Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about first watch manager picked a fight with me. Here's what happened. So while I'm doing my own personal gig work, in most cases I get things done without a hitch 9 times out of 10. But sometimes I run into some other issues that stem from the staff itself that work at these restaurants. In this case, the manager at first watch. So with that said, I want to go over exactly what happened during this delivery, how I chose to handle it, how things turned out in the long term, and everything in between. So with that said, let's start with my story. So I'm picking up from my local first watch, which was a larger order than normal. So I expected to be waiting a couple minutes, right? They've been on top of their stuff lately, so I had no issues with them. And while I'm waiting, I'm seeing a lot of people come into first watch, place their order, get their order, and leave. Now, when I see that, I do the logical thing. I talk to the hostess and see what I could do to have the order checked on. Maybe somebody took it, maybe there's a delay in the back, but I would like a definitive answer so I know what my next steps are. I go up to the hostess, she's very friendly, very sweet, and she sees me there a lot. We have a very strong rapport because I'm pretty local compared to it, and I have the same rapport with a bunch of staff there. The waiters, the waitresses, the busboys, some of the other managers that worked in that location. They have seen me there for years. So we catch up for a minute while I'm getting ready to ask this question, and the manager comes up from the corner of the store, like literally from the back corner from the store, comes up to me very loudly, very disrespectfully, and tells me to go in the corner. Excuse me? Now, this has never been a problem before. In fact, I have seen this particular manager maybe 3 times. And he was always kind of to himself and doing his job as one does. This time he came at me so hard and so fast while I was talking to the hostess, and didn't ask why I was talking to the hostess, didn't seek to understand. He just started to pick a fight with me, which great managerial skills right there. It's really showing some true leadership ability. Now I see this and I just can't take being disrespected like that, and I just say, first off, this has never been a problem before. Why is it suddenly an issue?
Just go in the corner.
Can we check on this order for Annie?
Just go in the corner.
You know what? Not until I get an update about my order. You see, most places that want you to go in the corner, in most cases, they want you in the corner so that they don't want to have to deal with you in general. In fact, I've had this situation before in the past with other managers, and they've had me waiting for over an hour. So that's why I usually like to talk to the hostess and see if there's something up with it, because this is a repeat issue. So that way, while you're waiting, you could go 20 plus minutes before even starting to make the order, even though they've had it there, they're not doing anything else. Now, could I have just walked away? Could I have just unassigned the order? Sure. But in this particular location that was near my home, I had some solid customers that I didn't want to end up losing simply because the manager was trying to segregate me like it was the 1960s. And the true irony of this is that the manager was a big black guy named Jovan.
Bro, it's not that deep. Just go in the corner.
Then how about you get an update for me and then I'll go over there? Because if it wasn't that deep, he wouldn't have come at me the way he did.
That's it. I'm gonna call Uber and ban you. You're gonna be sorry.
You want to play this game with me? I play to win. I asked the hostess for his name because everyone there that sees him thinks he's a effing moron. One of the waitresses says that she doesn't even know what his problem is. And there was just this awkward tension in the place that he caused. And then I got an update from one of the waitresses.
So, they didn't even start the order?
Oh, really? Looks like I was right the whole time. Oh, during my wait time, I found out some stuff about First Watch specifically. You see, this isn't just a normal franchise, this is a corporation. What do corporations have? Office complaints, regional managers, which by the way, I called them and filed a complaint myself, but more on that later. So waitress updated me again.
Hey, you might want to just let it go. I don't think he's gonna bring it up to you. I think he's just gonna end up keeping it back there until you end up leaving.
Oh, so he's intentionally delaying the customer's order because he chose to be an asshole? He chose to disrespect not only me, but the customer and the platform itself, as well as the First Watch brand name? Oh, this is going to be great to bring to the regional manager. And what I ended up doing was continuously standing my ground until they brought out my order. I could keep playing this game of chicken all day. At this point, it wasn't even about the money, it was about the principle, and I wanted to make sure that this was handled accordingly. It took Jovan a minute or two, but with his tail between his legs and his ego up his ass, he brought out the order and placed it in the corner to prove some arbitrary point that means less than he does as a person, and that's already pretty low. Now, normally, I would contact support about them, make a Yelp review on how crappy they were and how poorly they treated me, and called it a day. But this time it felt more personal, and I wanted to make sure that this guy was properly taken down a peg. Something inside me just said over and over again, payback, 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 payback. So I wrote my Yelp review and contacted First Watch corporate support. Dealing with support. Now, I handled this one a little bit more differently than normal. Uber support knows I'm a driver and they usually treat me like crap. A lot of these companies that we work with, you call support and you let them know you're a driver or a gig worker, they suddenly treat you like crap. The discrimination towards gig workers is so bad, they won't even service you the same way as everybody else. So I needed to do this in a way that they would take me seriously. Not as a customer or a driver, but as someone checking on their order. I keep it vague.
Thank you for contacting First Watch Corporate. How can I help you?
Hey, I just went to the Lauderdale by the Sea location, and I was waiting a long time for my order. When I talked to the hostess about my order, your manager, Jovan, got really upset with me. Got in my face, tried to send me to a corner, and was literally trying to pick a fight with me. And was incredibly aggressive, incredibly abusive, and harassed the crap out of me for checking on an order. Let me ask you, is that the integrity and character that I should be expecting from the First Watch management team?
No.
Should I expect every time I go into this establishment to be harassed and abused by this person?
No. Look, I will make note of this and have the regional manager contact you about it.
Which, by the way, she was more supportive than 10,000 support agents combined on Uber. Not too long after that, Christopher Stein, the regional manager of First Watch, contacted me and asked me what happened.
I appreciate you returning my call. I appreciate the feedback. And again, we're going to share all of this with Jovan and the general manager in an effort to improve his disposition and operations overall. I am, again, very sorry you had to experience it, but I'm grateful for your loyal patronage and appreciation of the location.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be of service in a way.
Yes, absolutely.
After that call, I felt an unnaturally high sense of euphoria because I stuck it to that guy, to be honest. Like, it finally felt like some actual justice for someone just trying to do their work without being discriminated against finally happened. That was a Friday, by the way. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, not only did I get First Watch orders, I did them with the biggest smile on my face. I can't even tell you.
Yeah, dude, he got totally reamed out. It was nuts.
Some of the staff that liked him tried to pull yet another move on me by claiming that they don't have cup holders. And yet I asked literally another waitress and they not only got me cup holders, they apologized for their shitty waitress's behavior. And as they were giving me the cup holder as well, I even made sure to put the drinks in the cup holder in a location where I know he didn't want me to stand out of principle. Overall, though, there seemed to be this general tension in the place. Like they were afraid of me or something. Which is weird because my problem is with Jovan. Also, after a week of that, they did end up banning me. After a week of getting First Watch orders without an issue, out of nowhere, I haven't seen a First Watch order in a week. Which then raises the question, is Uber condoning the slander and discrimination of restaurants by by allowing them to falsify information, allowing them to mislead them, when in reality it's just one manager who didn't like being there, and they're the ones who apologized. All in all, it was just a crappy experience as a whole. Final thoughts. Listen, I'm glad that I stuck it to Jovan for being an absolute D-bag, but I hate that I had to be this guy for this. The fact that I had to not only go full-blown Karen about it, like I had to be misleading for justice to be actually served. I've eaten there plenty of times before, but I hate having to play politics like that, especially after I got off the phone where I got this dangerous sense of euphoria. Take that, you shitbag. That's exactly what you deserve. But honestly, I don't want to turn to the kind of person where I have to go above your head and above their head and use the CEO to hit them over the head with the CEO. It's embarrassing. This whole situation was embarrassing. And only to get service that was semi-decent. And honestly a little two-faced, because if I still got banned after they treated me poorly, that's bad. It's never pleasant to be the guy to play politics with people, but I will if I have to, and you shouldn't be afraid to do so either. Nevertheless, if I am banned, thank God I have other morning incomes as well as this channel that I could be working on. That's just a bunch of bull that should not have happened, and not every company will have those options. But if you have a problem with a restaurant, you have to go to the corporate office about it. That's messed up. Either way, if they didn't ban me, I was close to putting them on my no-go list at this point, and I wrote reviews about them. Don't get it twisted. I definitely went to Yelp about it. After all, they were free to mess with my income. Let's see how they like having their income messed with. Either way, don't be afraid to stand your ground and what you believe is right, because this level of disrespect was just unbelievable. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.